The town of Quilrabe is a nice sight after the dreariness of Lang. You'll be wanting to head south along the boardwalk, and then west after the guard tower on Grod's Island, until you see the entrance to the Goblin Warrens ahead. We do a fair bit of trading with the little green folk, so they might be inclined to let you pass through their tunnels to Redwood Gap. Once in the forest, stay to the south and west. Cross the bridge over the gulch and continue along the forest path until you come to the Furies' Den. If you can avoid the Furies, you should make it out to Iliarth Canyon. Make your way down to the riverside and follow it through Iliarth Falls. There is a footpath down the cliff face to the canyon floor, narrow though it may be. Stay close to the river through Quilrabe Canyons, and eventually you'll come to Quilrabe itself. Might want to pack a fair bit of provisions, as it's a long trip through hostile territory. The town of Quilrabe is a nice... If you head south into Redwood Gap, stay away from the cave to the east. It may look like an abandoned mine shaft, but no one who enters ever returns. The town of Quilrabe... If you head south...
My brother left to explore that abandoned mining cave to the south in Redwood Gap. It's been 6 months, and he still hasn't returned. Seems all those warning signs weren't enough to knock some common sense into his head. The town of Quilrabe.
The town of Quilrabe is a nice sight after the dreariness of Lang. Out for a bit of slashing practice, are you? You won't find much worthy prey out here, I'm afraid. The critters are smarter than you think. They'll not likely leave the murk to pursue one so highly experienced as yourself. Out for a bit of slack. The town of Quil...
Blasted mosquitoes! At least they're not oversized like the bugs coming out of the southern forest. Even the undead won't go that way these days.
If you head out into the swamp, look closely at the trees. They don't all get their food from sunlight, if you know what I mean.
I just got chased by a fish the size of a whale into that old abandoned mine shaft in Redwood Gap. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of a beam as I fell in. The sounds coming from that pit were not natural. I hate to think what it was.
You cannot know how glad I am to see fellow heroes. It seems this land is overrun with monsters. I was following the gold what's been stolen from Nightshade's archery tournament when I come to this place. Look, I know I'm young for a mage, but I knows me a spell or two, and I'd be willing to help you out for some gold. I promise I knows me stuff. I just need someone that can watch me back. Ah, well, should expect as much. I'm probably half-witted now with all this head bashing I've been getting lately. So long then.
I've heard tales of a tower in the northern forest so tall it touches the sky. Of course, I've never seen anything taller than Heroth Castle. Supposedly the old abandoned mine shaft in Redwood Gap drops into a massive pit. I've only heard of one man who ever made it out alive, and he was as crazy as a bat after being stuck in there alone for years. The town of Quilrabe.
Stars, it's a regular menagerie today. Lang hasn't seen this much business in ages, I tell you. It helps that we serve all kinds. I just ask that you not leave any body parts behind. Not all customers take kindly to that, you know.
Come inside, my child. Now, you'll be looking for a fortune, or perhaps a premonition. Well, I'll tell you this. There are great things in store for you to the north, if you're willing to take the risk. I've seen visions of the horrors emerging from the sulphurous caves. Perhaps you are the one to clean them out once and for all? Ah, Priestess Kelty spoke to me in my dreams about you. That fool, Priest Lagreth of Fall Rain, tried and failed to steal the Lang Mosquito Stone for his own uses. I hear a band of Furuks rewarded him well for his shenanigans. Ha! The old goat seems to think all will be milk and honey once the circle is built. But mark my words, the man is too senile to remember even what month it is. I have tried to warn the society, but they do not listen to old witches like they should. I have the Lang Mosquito Stone, and I will give it to you. But take note, all is not as it seems in the Utraean Peninsula. The town of Quillrabe is a nice...
Mr.